What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing some work on the S2000. It's like 30 degrees outside, so she's kind of in for hibernation, and there's just some things I want to go through, some things I want to address and deal with before we come back into car season again. Here lately, I've kind of heard like a little, it sounds kind of like the time and chain tensioner. It's not real bad. I mean, you kind of really have to just listen for it. It's got like a little tick sound to it. It's not knocking, nothing like that, but it sounds like it's coming from the time and chain there. And if you know anything about the S2000s, these things are notorious for the time and chain tensioners to fail, make noise, get stuck. So the TCT or timing chain tensioner on this car typically would not be that hard to take off when you're not turbo, but now that I'm obviously turboed, I have all this stuff in the way. So I'm gonna have to take the freaking turbo off, the manifold off, probably just take the downpipe loose from here, from this clamp, pull it away, and then undo the wastegate, maybe set it down. I don't know. I obviously want to do the least amount of work possible because who wants to do extra when you don't need to? So here's where we're trying to get to, is right here. This is where your time and chain tensioner is located, right below the VTEC solenoid here. And then, yeah, so obviously you see I cannot get that out. So let's start tearing in this thing, get it apart, and then we're gonna take the TCT apart, clean it up, deburr the worm gear, all that stuff, put it back together, and then she should be good as new. All right, guys, so today, this is my stepson. We're gonna make him do pretty much all the work because I don't feel like doing it, and I can just have him do it for free. So probably just go ahead and take the whole turbo off and get it out of the way, and then probably gonna have to take the wastegate loose from the bottom, and then I can take the manifold out from there. Yeah, just put that on there. You can use that wrench, or you can use the 3/8 impact if you want to do that and take it off. Maybe just bust it loose. Do this downpipe first, though. So yeah, as far as the winter plans, one of the things I want to do is obviously take the TCT out, clean it up, kind of go through it, and then pop it back in the car. We might even port out the holes like the Billman does. There's write-ups on it. We might be able to jump in that and do that too. Maybe show you guys how to do it. I'm definitely due for tires. Right now I've got the Federal 595 RSRRs all the way around the car, and that was awesome because it was like for the track stuff that we were doing. Now the car's boosted. I don't do track stuff with it, you know, any kind of road course, autocross with it anymore. So I kind of want to move more into just like a good street grip setup. We're going to end up doing some Toyo 888Rs in the back, and then probably just do some regular Federal 595s in the front, the Super Steels, whatever they are. They're more of like a consumer tire. Still good grip, but definitely should get a lot more life out of those in the front. And then I'm going to have to put back tires on it. And eventually, one day, we're going to go big 8.8 rear end in the back and CD009 trans, and it's just going to be on welds, and we're going to pull wheelies, and it's going to be amazing. So for now, that will be great for a street setup. That's what we'll be doing with that. Let's grab it and see if it'll come loose. Yeah, see what I'm saying? This is wedged on there. So we'll have to take like a screwdriver and a little hammer and just kind of tap it around, and it'll come loose. Okay, yeah, these just get tight, like right here. Just hot and cold, hot and cold. Usually you can just take a little screwdriver and hammer. There it goes. Yeah, see, it comes loose like that. Damn. Oh, it's still stuck on the bottom. Come on, butthole. There it goes. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. This thing's serious. There. See? We're loose. We're good. Trying to screw up my wrap, and we'll just set this in there. Okay, so we got this loose, we got the drain loose, we got the return loose. We're loose here, so should be ready to come out. Do not freaking drop this. But it's not heavy, but it's not super light, and you kind of got to muscle it out.
It's tight down there in the bottom.
Oh, you got the vacuum muscle on. Take here and just kind of twist it because it gets stuck in that damn coupler. Yeah. Okay, so now that turbo out, and now we need to take the wastegate loose here. So we just have to get, I think that's a 10 or an 8, I don't remember. It looks like an 8, and then we'll get a hex and then pull the wastegate loose and then let the dump tube hang and all that crap. So let's pull that off. Oops.
You're good. I'm gonna punch something. Oh, damn. Make that slip.
Nope. Damn, I was really excited that day. There you go. Don't drop it.
My luck. I dropped it.
Oh my. It hit the floor though, so you're good. Flip it out of there. There you go. Ta-da!
Boom.
Yeah. It seems like a lot of work, but it's not really a lot of work. You know what I mean? It's just pulling. You have to take a lot of stuff off, but it's not that hard. It's more time consuming than anything. The actual labor isn't that bad. I'm just looking at these welds. I don't know. This thing has been kind of a pain in the butt, to be honest with you, but it seems like it's doing its thing. Okay, so let's see where we're at with this. All right, here's the timing chain tensioner right below VTEC solenoid. Gotcha. Pop these things loose while they're still on the motor, just to be easier. There she is. All right, guys, so we got the timing chain tensioner out and apart. So this is how it's going to come apart. This is going to be your back plate. You have the screw here that threads into here. This here is actually pressed in, and it goes down inside this tensioner here for the or the body, anyways, for the spring to sit on like this. Your worm gear, which is typically almost always the main issue. Spring, pin, which goes this way. I'm sorry for that. Inside like that. And then this goes, the end piece here goes in. So if you're looking at it, it goes together like this. And then I'll explain these parts here in just a second. So if you just want to do a basic refresh on your TCT, you're basically just ignore these parts here. You don't, and this thing will still be inside. You don't have to take it out. But it'll be like this. You'll take this apart. You'll take this worm gear out. And you're going to take, you can use like lapping compound or some fine grit sandpaper. Basically what all you really want to do is just take off, you see here, if the camera's picking it up, if you see here it's got that shine to it. You want that shine gone. You don't want it shiny, you want it dull. And you can see how patchy it is. I'm trying to get close but the camera's not really focusing. See if I can make it do it here. Focus, no. But anywho, you can see kind of, there's like a real shiny spot on a couple of these, and then it goes away. See there? Goes away and then it gets shiny again. You want to get the shiny off of it. I'm also going to do the mod to the thing. I've seen other guys do this mod, and it's pretty simple. Basically, you've got 2 oil ports on the body here. I've already drilled this out. I'm not going to show you how to do that. I'll just tell you how to do it. You take basically the oil port here. You go the next size up. Okay, and you gently go in with the drill bit. You'll go down, you'll drill, and you'll feel it bottom out on the inside. When you feel that little thud, you stop. Don't keep going. You'll ruin this thing. So you go one step bigger on your drill bit. Take your drill bits, feel it out. Okay, that one fits. This one does not fit. That would be the next size up. Got to say it for some people because they won't get it. Drill that out. Then you can go up to like an 1/8 inch drill bit or the next size down, and then put you a little ramp on there or a ledge. Go nice and easy, nice and slow. If you have drill press, that is the best. If you don't, like me, put it in a vise, turn your drill on the low setting, and really, really, really easy puts you a nice little 45 angle on that. Again, this is aluminum, so like no pressure, guys, at all. I did the same thing with this one here, just the next size up. I'm not going huge. It looks a lot bigger than the factory one, but this is literally the next size up. And then again, put me a nice little 45 on that taper. And then the next part of modifying this is you need to get this part out. This part is down inside here. You'll see it whenever you pull the guts out here. It'll look like that. And these parts aren't just this will not just want to fall out, okay? So basically when you come in the back here and you take this cover off and the screw out, I'm sorry, hold on, thing fell apart on me here. This will be down there like that. Well, it's not gonna stay now because I gotta press it back in. And you'll have this screw back here like this. You'll take that screw out, so I can get to stay a little bit, there you go. So this is gonna be all the way smashed up against the body here. You're gonna have to drive that out. I use this punch here. I went in here. It's almost the same size as the hole. I don't know if you guys can see that. And then I drove this out. It's not super easy. It takes a little work. It don't just fall out like that. You'll have to hammer down a little bit on it, but it's not going to tear anything up. And once you get that out, these are the parts that are going to come into play. Okay, so basically I'm going to put this in together with the mod. This is the modified version, and just kind of show you guys how I do it. I'll do a time lapse, or maybe just do it slow. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to put this in together and show you guys how I'm doing it. Again, I've already done the drilling on the body, one step bigger on each hole, and then put a taper on the holes there. I'm going to deburr or slash deglaze the worm gear here, clean it up with some lapping compound that I used on a head a while back when I lapped in valves to take the shine off. If that doesn't work, we could step up a little bit with some sandpaper. And then obviously clean everything really good with brake clean and shop air, blow everything out. And then once we get everything clean, we'll assemble. And I'll show you where these spacers are gonna go. So I'm gonna try this first. I don't know how well this is gonna work. Most guys are using a little grinding disc. I'm just gonna try this since I have it. This is the valve grinding compound, builder's aid, whatever. It doesn't, any kind of lapping compound I would assume will work. I'm actually, like I said, I'm just gonna try this. I don't even know if it's gonna work, but we're gonna give it a shot. You don't wanna get crazy on this thing. You don't wanna start grinding off edges and misshape it. So that's why I think going with this here is going to be better. It's not going to be so abrasive that it can actually change the shape or remove metal at any kind of real rate off the worm gear and cause problems. It's just literally going to grind off the sheen. So let's kind of see what it does here. I'm just going to put some on, make a big ass mess. So put it in my rag here and just kind of like polish it in the rag. Let's see what it does. All right, guys. So we got I got it all cleaned off here. Let me try to show you. This camera's really not picking up that good, but it did take off the really shiny stuff. It actually looks uniform now. No more high glazed spots or whatever you want to call it. You can kind of see a little bit. So just for good measure, I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing again. Just put a big old blob in a rag and just work it around, do each side. Just flip it in my hand, whatever. Or you can even, honestly, if you want to maybe thread in the bolt like this, or if you had some threaded rod, you could put it in the end of your drill and turn your drill slow and just hold it and run it in and out of the rag of compound, something like that. Maybe you make it a little faster. But I'm gonna go ahead and do it by hand real quick again. We'll clean it up and then we'll start assembling it, and I'll show you what the washers over here are gonna be for. All right, guys, so I just finished doing the second go around with the valve grinding compound on this. It looks much better. Feels really good. There's no glazed spots, nothing like that. I'm just gonna kind of grab this, see what it feels like running. Oh yeah, that is like smooth as silk. Feels amazing. Okay, so the modding part. Again, back to that. I've already drilled the holes here, ported them out one step up, and then put a nice lip on them, trying to channel the oil in. Just, it's for better oil flow. And then this part here, these washers, you're going to take this part out. Like I had said earlier, it's going to come out. You're going to have to use a press, or you could use a press, but just use a punch of equal size. And you're going to drive that out. It's going to come out. this is important. You cannot mess this up, guys. You're basically going to put these two 5/16 washers in there to give you a little more preload on the spring to keep things tight when pressure is low. Basically, if you don't take this out and you put these on top, this worm gear seats on this. It's not going to be able to seat properly. Okay, you see how it's tapered here and it's tapered here. It's made to seat there if need be. So you have to take this out of the body. Sorry, the heater kicked on, make it a little loud. You have to take this out of the body, and you're going to put these down inside like this. Make sure they're flat in there, which mine are laid down. Then you come down with this, and then we will take a punch, probably a little bit bigger one than this, and we're going to drive this down tight. Basically just want to make sure it's seated again. Don't get too rowdy, you don't want to break nothing. Yeah, and I can see it's fully seated back down in the spot. And typically when you hit it, guys, you'll hear it. The tone will change from when you're hitting it. You can just kind of feel it. It feels like it bottomed out there. Like I said, this is aluminum. I'm not getting violent with it, nothing crazy. So, and after you're done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and blow it out with brake clean and air again, just in case there was a little tiny bit of aluminum that got chipped away or something, with just knocking it down in there, and then we'll go back over the table. So now that we've done the drilling mod and we've done the mod to the base to bring the preload up tighter on the spring, everything's there. I'm just running this in and out of here just to feel it, make sure I didn't burr anything up. I mean, it's nice and smooth as it should be. If this thing's hanging up, guys, you need to find where you banged something up or where you put a spot on this thing and gouged it. It needs to be smooth. This thing should fall in and out of there, no problem. So everything's good there. Like I said, I had a little cockeyed there, but I mean, you can see it goes right in and out. So we're gonna go ahead and reassemble this thing, and I'll show you what this and this here is for. Let's go ahead and start with this here. We're gonna put our spring in back where it was. Now the spring's gonna be further up since we've added the two washers, which is gonna give us a tighter preload, say it cold start or first startup, and then our low oil pressure like at idle. Worm gear, the threaded area, the nipple, the taper is gonna go to the back, just like so. And then we've got the cap here, the pin here. Pin's gonna go inside this spring. This will go inside there. This will all slide back together like this, and then you'll thread it in. Now this thing's gonna want to come apart, so that's when this is gonna come into play. This is still gonna stay out with the cover off, and this is gonna be the bolt that you bought at the parts store. Sorry, let me go ahead and do this here. This is basically just going to be replacing, typically you'd put a pin here, lock it back, put a pin in. This is going to be replacing that. Just a different way of doing it. So you thread this into there. You'll feel it catch. There we go, I can feel it. And you're going to take this dude, it's kind of weird, just spin it in. And run this down tight too. See as it goes in there. I'm trying to move too fast, but I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. And then there you go. See, it's holding its spot, holding its form. So when we put this thing back in, I would recommend putting just a little bit of petroleum jelly, a little bit of lubricant, a little oil, whatever, on these O-rings. So when you pop it back up in there, you're not grabbing on one of these O-rings. You should actually replace them if they were leaking or bad. Mine was not leaking. They still look great. So I'm going to go ahead and reuse them. So yeah, lube them up and then we'll pop them in. I'll go ahead and show you that and then show you how to remove this. But like I said, this is basically just taking the place of the pin that would normally be here. So let's get on to it, get it back in the car. Make sure I got it right. There she is. And just remember when you tighten these things up, don't go too crazy because it's aluminum into aluminum, so just snug it up. You're going to take this screw since you took your other one out, and you're going to put it back in its home. Screwdriver. Just run that thing down until it's good and snug. Which is these two tin. This thing is so tight. There's no room here. There.
Wow.
Okay, let's pop this dude back on. The old Wu-Tang whistle. Oh lordy. I will say, the V-bands are amazing. Do you remember, oh you don't probably remember, the old Turbo Civic had the stupid 4-volt flanges, and they were terrible. This is so much better. I'll never do it. I'll never go back. I'll run a V-band manifold forever now. I don't care how much it costs, it's worth it. Watch that for sure. Alright guys, so we got her running. She's got a little more temperature in her now. Everything sounds great. Sounds good, nice and quiet. Like I said, it does have, like, if you hear any kind of ticking, anything on camera, I don't know what you're hearing yet. I will know when I watch the video. But these FICs are loud, man, over the factory injectors. So you can definitely hear that. But as far as the engine noise coming from the front here or all up in the timing chain area, it's silent. Sounds great. Nice and happy with that. So hopefully this guy's helped you. If you just want to clean up your TCT, or if you want to take it out and do the extra mods, that's an option too. If you guys like the video, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe for more, please hit that subscribe button, hit the bell button so you get the notifications, and I will see you next time.